You're right, YouTube. It's Big Mike without further ado retro. It's about that time, so let's do another Pickers video. Cheers. It's been a bit of a manic week. Been sort of trying to keep the pickups down to a minimal, but we have picked up some stuff along the way. So without further ado, let's get on with it. So right, first one of the pickups is a disc box for my Spectrum 3-inch discs. So it's just quite a cool little device. So it closes up and then you twist these and all the discs sort of come out, all five discs at once, which is quite cool. You can see on the back there. I believe I may have paid £10 plus delivery for this, so about £13 for this. But this is an original boxed item, like I say, from the late 80s, early 90s. So quite a cool thing to get, especially boxed nowadays. Comes through with some Amstrad labels, and that's your device there. So it looks like that, and then you put it down like that. If I just show you, I'll just put a couple of discs in there. So just put some discs in there just to show you, and then they sort of pop up like that, which is if you saw that. So let's try it again. So the discs are in there. They're all sort of tucked away. You want your discs out like that, and you just twist this, and then you can see which discs you got, which is quite cool. So yeah, glad to get hold of that. And like I say, box of that's quite a nice little item. So that's that one. So I should be keeping all my sort of games that I sort of want to play to hand in one of those, and if I can sort of use the games that I want to play. Next one, I think this one's a bit of a suspect. I think this is a copy, but I only paid like £5 plus something because I didn't expect it to be the original for the price. It's a game on Game Boy Advance called Ninja Cop. It has a Nintendo back. I don't know if you can see that there, but it has no screw hole, so I think it's glued shut. You sort of pull it almost open. I think if you worked a screwdriver in, you could open it, but I'm pretty sure it's a fake because this game on its own. I mean, I don't know how much it goes for unboxed, but boxes can go for like about 150 plus. It's supposed to be very Revenge of Shinobi-esque. I think it has another name as well. It's called Ninja Cop, and it's called something else, but I can't remember for the life of me what the other one's called. So, but that's Ninja Cop, so I can't wait to have a little go on that. So, chuffed to get that. Right, next one is basically a game that I never knew existed on the Game Boy. I haven't been doing much Game Boy collecting. Usually I like to get my Game Boy games boxed, but this was a good price, and I picked it up for the price that I saw it for, which is Bubble Bobble 2 on the Game Boy. And this cart looks all legit. It doesn't have a Nintendo sign on the back, but it says patent pending, and it's got the screw. And when I've looked at other versions of this, they look the same. It is a USA cart, but this I got for a really good price. This goes for about, say, £25 to £30 unboxed, and I managed to pick that up for a tenner. So quite chuffed to get that, and it'd be interesting to sort of see what it's like. You all know I like a bit of Bubble Bobble, so that's that one. Then we're on to some loose Amiga discs. I said the other week I ordered tanks off a guy, and I never received a disc. Those discs never actually came through. I went back and complained to the guy. Said, I haven't received discs. He said he posted them, which I can understand. Things do get lost. So I give it like another week, and I said still haven't received them. So he sent them again, and they came through, not a problem. So does all sort of any Amiga discs, about £2.50 a disc, which you think postage and stuff, but which is tanks on the Amiga. Also, we've got this twice now, so I've got this and a backup. A brilliant game called Super Twintris. So those are the two games that I ordered from that guy. So just to get those, so obviously I've got those games on the 1200, but it's nice to have a disc version, so you just stick it in the 500 and play that as well. Basically another not YouTuber, another eBayer that I buy a lot from is Ayers36, and he's believe he's retiring now, so he's selling up a lot of his Amiga stuff. So I got the loose discs for Brian the Lion. These are the ones that came with the free pack, with the free computer combat pack. So Brian the Lion is a great game. I've been, I think I've got off things, but you know, to have spare discs is always good to have spare discs. So tough to get that. He actually's got so much stuff that he's packed it out with Deluxe Paint 3. So I've got Deluxe Paint 1, 2 and 3 that he's just chucked in for free, which is always nice. And these were the ones that I sort of ordered it for, really. This one didn't come with a box, which is just a single disc release of Lemmings. As you can see there. And so basically someone's written codes all over the manual, but it's all the level codes. That'll be quite interesting. So have a look at some of the levels with the level codes on there. The reason I bought this is because this was the pack I had back in the day when I got my Amiga 500. I had the Cartoon Classics pack, and it came with obviously Lemmings, Captain Planet. Now on the advertisements, the guy didn't have the boxes, but he chucked me in the boxes for free. So I mean, they're not in the best condition, but when something's free, you don't really mind, do you? So not the greatest game, but these games see me in good stead until a couple of days. I think I already had some copies off my mate Rob and Dave, you know. But once I had I've had a few games to start me off, and these games see me through okay. And this here is the first game that I put in my my Amiga when I first got it, and it was Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants, isn't it? Yeah, Bart Simpson versus the Space Mutants. Not a particularly good game, but the intro is absolutely amazing. It absolutely blew me away, and I was like, wow, it's like watching a cartoon. It's like watching a real cartoon on my computer. So that was that really blew me away back in the day. So I was really pleased with that. Right, and the last one is a game that I've been after for a while, especially in this box variant. It's not in the greatest of condition, but it will do me for now, and for the price I got it for, isn't too bad. So I've roughly got around half the sort of going price it goes for, and it is Cabal, big box. I picked this up from France, I believe, for £30. But if we take it out of the box, I'll show you what's wrong with it. I don't understand. I can't really understand how this box has ended up like this, really, to be honest. It's, if you can see there, it's got like, it's almost like a hole. It's been worn through this top part here, and it looks like there's been some sort of crushing on this top part at some point. I don't know how it's been crushed, because it's crushed here. There's been a knock on the bottom side here, if you can see. But how do you crush the box without crushing the other sides? That's what sort of gets me. These sides are perfect. The bottom side's had a knock. Unless I suppose it's taken a fall, maybe. Then when you open it, it is missing the instructions. The inner box is fine. Well, I was a little bit gutted. I was like, oh, it's not as good as I'd like it, but I'd say it's a good 6. Good 6 or 6.5. And like I say, I bought some of the old mateys box protectors, and once you stick it in one of those, you're none the wiser, really. And it looks after it, makes sure it doesn't go through any more damage. So there was another one on eBay. I was going to go up to sort of 50 quid on it. It ended up going for near 60 anyway. So I managed to get this one for 30. And like I say, for 30 quid, it would definitely do me until I can pick up, until the financial situation is a little bit better, and I can pick up something a little bit nicer. So, right, and I will be going to the next scene, I suppose. Cheers. Right, a bit of a story with my final pickup. Right, so the other week I was looking at getting a CRT. I managed to find one in Bristol, not too far from me. I assumed it would go for about 50 odd quid. I think it was a 25 inch Sony, maybe 28. I think it's 25. So I bid it up to about 50 quid. I was first bid on it about £20. And then no one was sort of bid on it until right last minute. It ended up going for, I think it was about £67. So I was a little bit gutted. So looking to get a sort of decent CRT after seeing the ones at Arcade Club, realising they sort of give a lot better image than my sort of rear projection big screens that I already have sort of for the CRTs that I use. Whereas there's sort of rear projection and reproducing a picture, you sort of lose a lot of clarity. So I've been sort of looking around really for a sort of decent CRT. So I managed to find one which I didn't think was too bad. I found one in Essex, a 37-inch Toshiba, which I didn't think was that wasn't that big. It was sort of biggest sort of side of CRTs and that. I didn't sort of think it was that big. So I messaged a guy, said I'm interested in buying it. I put a bid on. I started a bid 100 quid, so I thought that was sound. And ended up winning it anyway. So I ended up winning this 37-inch Toshiba CRT for £100. So I thought, oh, brilliant. Well, I know family members got a big, removal sort of wagon. And we always help each other out, and vice versa, and that. So I thought, he'll go down if I see him all right, see him all right for the petrol and that, and chuck him a few quid. He'll go down and pick that up for me. So not sort of really realising at this point how big this CRT was. So the guys messaged me back, said is there a couple of guys coming? It's a big old unit, and I said, that's all right. He does this all the time. He's a strong lad. He knows what he's doing. So I didn't sort of realise that. Anyway, my family member gets there, and basically said the guy was a unit as well. My family member, he's a big, strong unit. So it sort of said, oh, he's all right. He does all removals and that all the time. He's a strong guy. And the guy said, it's big, mate. You're going to need two of you. He said, if you wait till I'm here, and I'll help get it on the van and everything. I said, oh, brilliant. So I arranged it with the guy. It worked out more driving than what we thought. We thought it was going to be about 3 hours driving. It ended up being like 6 or 7 hours driving. And then my family member said to me, he's injured himself getting it on the van. He's managed to get it on the van, but he's injured himself. And he's not going to be able to get it up the stairs when he gets here. Be able to drive it up. We've got to need a few bodies to get it up the stairs. And he said he says ridiculous. He said absolutely massive. One of those heaviest things he's ever lifted. I was like, oh god, is it that bad? Because he's not scared of work. I can tell you that. He can graft. So if he's saying it's problematic, it's going to be problematic. I'm in trouble. And so anyway. So we're trying to rally round people on Mothering Sunday, of all times, 10 o'clock in the morning. It wasn't so great. I managed to get one of my young mates from down the road. He's only sort of his mid-20s, so he's good for a body on, but he's not booked in or anything yet. So he's not up to much. Me mate, I'll give me other mucker Bill, give Billy a shout. He was going to be the main force. And obviously, my family member couldn't help out, because he was there. But he was there anyways, just sort of suggest things and all that. So we managed to get it from me and my mate Connor moved the unit up the stairs, the bottom half of it. That killed me off. I was dying then. Just most work I'd done in about the past 3 or 4 years. I was gasping for breath. That was me. My family members laughing at me. I said, you should take that, Anyway, so now we're trying to get the TV. So he backs it up to as close as he can get to the door. We managed to get the TV from the van or the lorry to the door, and that was it. Everyone's complaining it can't be done. You're not going to be able to do it. And I said, oh god. So they've now got it in the hallway against the wall. But you know, my neighbours in the flats below. One of them's a young lady and a gentleman chap. But she's got a pushchair and stuff, and she wouldn't be able to get a pushchair past it. I did knock their door and say, look, you know, if you need to help getting a pushchair in and out, I'll lift the pushchair over. Not the lady opposite. She saw it. It made me laugh. She's a bit of an elderly lady, but nice enough woman. And she said, "Oh, it's a beast, mine, isn't it? It's a beast," which made me laugh, like, you know. And I'm thinking, God, what can I do here, like, you know, because I obviously give petrol money and that to my family member and money for his time and that, which literally he'd done it for me as a favour, really. And so he didn't make it. I think he made a lot more money if he'd gone on a normal job, like, you know, just to do it for me for fuel cost and a bit of money for his time, which, you know, if it was anyone else, he'd charge treble that plus, like, you know. So the only thing I could think was, right, I need, you know, because everyone's left me now, they've gone, we can't do it, we need more bodies on tomorrow. I'm thinking, I don't know how I'm going to rally up these more guys. Like, you know what I mean? Most people are going to be working in the days. That there is now a fire hazard. You know, although the neighbours say they're cool, there's probably going to be complaining about it. You know, so I thought, right, what can I do? What can I do? So, right, I'm going to have to look at a proper removals firm. So, I've already spent, I've already spent like 140 quid getting it picked up and brought up. So, you know, as like I say, it's like 6-7 hours of family members' time plus fuel, which, like, you know, he's made enough. He's probably made a loss on that, like, you know. And I was hoping just to get it straight upstairs, so I've had to go for a removals company. So I've found a removals company. With really cool for Anyvan, I think they're called, anyvan.com. And I rang them up. This is on Sunday, mind, Mothering Sunday. Rang them up, explained my situation. I said, look, we've got this TV. I said it's really heavy. I think the weight of it, according to the manual, is 85 kilos. But it's really big and it's awkward. It's not just a case of 85 kilos. That's not particularly heavy weight between a couple of guys, really. But it's just how awkward the shape is. So it's 85 kilos and you can't sort of get under it, and when you are under it, it's cutting into you, and the other guys then got to get under it. So, you know, I phoned up this company and said, right, I've got this TV, and he's getting up 3 flights of stairs. Gave them the dimensions, gave them the weights. I said, it's need 3 to 4 guys. They put it in for 3 guys. He said the maximum they could put it in is 3 guys. And it was going to cost me £103 to get it up the stairs and into my flat. So I said, all right, hang on. So I phoned another friend of mine, Big Nick. If you're watching, Big Nick, thanks very much. Always helps out if ever I'm Jim Flint and need to borrow a bit of cash. Nick's pretty good. He'll always help me out. So I rang Nick and said, look, Nick, I got this telly in. I've spent up all my money. I said I've rang a removals firm. It's going to cost me 103 quid to get out of the stairs. Can you lend I a few bob? I'll get back to you when I get my payday, which was the following Tuesday. He said, yeah, not a problem. He transferred the money straight away, which is, like I say, absolute legend. Cheers, Nick, for that. And so the removals company rang me back. And I've got to say, first shout, there's only a couple of kiddies turned up, but obviously when you're doing removals all the time, you are pretty booked in. I mean, you wouldn't believe it, I used to do it when I was in my 20s, and we were pretty strong and tough, and when you're doing it all day, day in, day out, you know how to manoeuvre things. You've got the strength in those muscles that you need. And I tell you what, it's two kiddies from London, and they literally just got underneath it, both of them banged it up. They were quite skinny kiddies, but they were really strong. And I think when they were skinny, they could sort of push up against the sort of barriers and railings and the stairs and that. Like, whereas if it was my mates, they all not as bad as me, like with my big old gut, but you know, they wouldn't have been able to squeeze in the spaces that these kiddies could. And fair shout to them. They banged it up. They carried out the first 2 flights of stairs. They stopped there and got the composure. They were sweating a bit and all that, and then they just done the final bit, and they they were probably in and out within, 15-20 minutes, 25 tops. Like, they got it in and they got it on the stand as best they could, like, and that was cool. They was gone. I was chuffed because it's in the house now. Like I say, this thing's so big. I think it's gonna outsee me in this place. So when I'm dead and buried, it'll be someone else's problem how to get it out. It probably won't be too much of a problem. You just chuck it down the stairs, and you ain't worried about damaging it if you're throwing it out or whatever. But when you want to use it, you don't want to damage it on the way in, do you? So, yeah. So that's the story of my new CRT. So we'll come back in a moment, and I'll show you what I've been and spent my money on. So a TV that I thought initially I got a bargain, spending £100 on, ended up costing me £350. But if you're gonna go, if you're into the retro gaming, it's not for the, for the faint-hearted. It is an expensive hobby, and if you're gonna do it, you may as well do it big, eh? So you're gonna do it, you got to do it big. So let's have a look at what I spent my money on. Cheers. Behold the beast. So this is the new beast of a TV, new CRT beast. Just got it switched on now. I'm going to run it through the, like I say, the 3-pin RCA at the moment. So I had a bit of a worry just a moment ago. I've just put the new AV lead, RGB lead in. I was a bit worried, so I put it on initially, and there was no sound, and I was just like, oh no. So I even went and got another Mega Drive, and was going to try for the sound, but I got the remote control for the TV, and I've gone through several options, plugged it in, plugged it out, gone through several options, and I've not managed to get it working. So I've got to do the sound setup, so I can't have it too loud because it's about 1 or 2 in the morning here at the minute. So here we go. The picture is lovely on this, crispy clear. I don't know if you really, I don't know if it does it justice, but super crisp. It's really nice. It doesn't really sort of do it justice on the phone, but it looks 10 times better than the other lead I was using. Initially I was thinking, bloody hell, I've got a new lead and now I got a great picture and I got no sound. So, but it is absolutely huge. Let's have a look. So there's a Mega Drive controller on the screen. I'll try and show it against the characters and that. So I mean, that's the character there. That's the Mega Drive controller against the character just on that screen. I'll show you on the playing field. So if you, the character's like nearly the size of a controller. So imagine that, trying to show the whole screen. It's bloody massive. It's the biggest CRT I've seen. Really nice quality. I think too, he said he used to have one of these in his sort of younger years, and this actually does have surround sound and everything. It comes with some extra speakers you can plug in and go around the back. So, but that's just a quick look at sort of Golden Axe, just sort of the scan lines and everything there. Looks really awesome. Looks 10 times better. It is a lot better RGB to composite. Absolutely brilliant. So I'll try and show you some more games. So it's the infamous E-SWAT. So I thought I'd just bring through a a few sort of common but classic games. And on the Amiga, it had something about a chicken joke on this, didn't it? Like a chicken leg or something. Not sure if that was just a cracked version. Yes, what? Yeah, this was a great game back in the day. Yeah, the image is tenfold on here. It really is twice as good as what it was on composite, I'd say. Composite looked a bit washed out, and this really is crystal clear. It doesn't really do it justice sort of through the phone. I'm sure if I could mess about with some of the settings, it would do, but control pad. So, pretty cool. Sort of colours are a bit more sort of vibrant on the telly as well. It's really good though. Right, so we got Frank out and about. So Frank's now running at 60 Hz. I had two Mega Drives. One was PAL Asia and one was Japanese. But unfortunately, the Japanese one had been modded to have RF in and run it at 50 Hz for some mad reason. So we got to unmod that and get back to 60. So for the meanwhile, we're running Frank on a 60 Hz. So here's Strider running full screen 60 Hz. So it's absolutely awesome. It's crazy. The size of pictures is absolutely mad. It's really cool. Really pleased with it. It's cost me an absolute fortune. Say 350 quid. And here's Golden Axe running as it should be in full screen 60 Hz. Absolutely fantastic. I've got to lean right back to try and get all of the picture in. It's crazy. And I'm gonna get ribbed for this, so I'll do the pad comparison. So yeah. And here is Musha Alest running full screen. Unfortunately on the track mode it doesn't seem to have any music. I thought if I'm gonna own some big hitters I may as well show them off a bit. And it's not running off of a multi-cart or anything, it's the original cart. You've got box with instructions and everything. I haven't played much of this yet, so the good thing about this, having this TV, is actually making me play my games a lot more. So I spent a blooming fortune on getting the bloody screen, so I may as well use it. So it's encouraging me to use the consoles more, which is a bonus. So let's see if you can go right on into it. It's quality is awesome. Yeah, I don't think I could be any more pleased with it really. It's just the same, it's got such a big footprint. It takes up a lot of space. But I think, personally, I think this is the best way you can play a Mega Drive. Not on a HDMI TV with an upscaler or, you know, these newer Mega SGs and that. I think there's a lot to be said about the warm glow of an original CRT. blew us away when we were about 9 or 10 years old, I tell you. Yeah, it's just fantastic. Like I say, I think the CRT is the only way to go, really. But when it's got this sort of real estate as well, it makes it absolutely awesome. Really, really cool. If I imagine playing this like this when I was a kid, I'd have been blown away. This game blew us away anyway. It's a fantastic game. So probably the game that I go back to the most. I think I've been playing this since I was about... My mate had it when it first came out in England anyway, so I think we were 9 or 10. Probably 10, I think. But he had it the first week it came out. And, you know, going from Spectrum to this was incredible, you know. Yeah, so as you can see, the TV's an absolute beast. I'm really pleased that it couldn't be more over the moon with it, really. Yeah, it's cost me a lot of money. You know, unforeseen delivery charges and rigmarole and all that. But to be honest, really impressed with it. The 2 or 3 weeks it's been in, I think it's a couple of weeks. I've done more retro gaming on that since in the last sort of 2-3 weeks or 2 weeks, whatever it is, than I have in the last sort of 2 years. So it's encouraging me to play my retro games. Once the Super Nintendo lead arrives, so I've got all the Super Nintendo collection ready to go as well. So I'll be on that as well. So yeah, I think it's the sort of best way you can play the sort of retro games on a nice big old CRT with a sort of warming glow. The sound's okay on it. You know, probably faff around with that a bit. Maybe I might put it for a stereo. I don't know. But yeah, so as going for the way to play, you know, that's certainly the best way I've certainly played Mega Drive so far. Really, really chuffed with it. Sorry about the delay with this video. There's been so many sort of filming bits, and then not happy with it, or you know, the Mega Drive wasn't a 60 hertz. It was, you know, been held back to 50, and realizing that, and then sort of trying to get it running at 60 and everything. So yeah, so like I say, apologies once again. I know a lot of the lads have been looking forward towards this video. So alright, YouTube, like, comment, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one. Cheers.